United fans, it's time to get excited. Rasmus Højlund is set to make his way to the Premier League this summer, and the Red Devils look like they're about to beat Arsenal to its signature. But why is it a big deal? Who is Højlund, and why is the Danish striker making waves as the second coming of Erling Haaland? Join us today as we break down his journey. We're also going to give you a little analysis and a scout report to show you all the ability behind the hype. Smash that like button and stick around until the end, where we'll tell you why the new Haaland is a perfect fit for Ten Hag's Manchester United. His career so far. Rasmus Højlund was born in Copenhagen, Denmark in 2003, and to say that football is in his blood is no understatement. His father, Anders Højlund, was a journeyman in the lower Danish leagues. Anders was a striker and played for a number of teams before retiring shortly after Rasmus was born. It's no surprise that his son followed in his footsteps. Within just years of his life, Rasmus joined the B93 Academy. He stayed there until 2015 when he moved to Brøndby aged 12. The striker then bounced between a few clubs before ending up at FC Copenhagen in 2017. It was here that things really started to take off. Alongside his younger twins, Emil and Oscar, Rasmus flew through the youth rankings until he eventually made his professional debut for his hometown club. He signed his first contract and played his first game for Copenhagen in October 2020 when he features for just 1 minute against RSGF. And despite being seen as a big talent, Højlund didn't play much for the Danish side. He made 4 more appearances in the 2021 season and then made his European debut in the Conference League qualifiers the campaign after. It didn't really click, and before long, Højlund was sold to Sturm Graz for a fee of just 1.8 million. And in Austria, the Dane found his groove. He was a bargain. That's when the Haaland comparisons started to come. He bagged 2 on his debut against Tyrol, and then scored for the next 2 consecutive games after that. Højlund ended the season with 12 goals in all competitions, and then Atalanta came knocking. So why the hype? Well, before we go any further, make sure to smash the like button and drop us a subscribe. Højlund moved to Atalanta in August 2022 for a fee of 17 million. Not a bad profit for Sturm Graz. Atalanta broke the bank for him, and it's been worth it so far. Højlund has scored 8 goals in 26 domestic games this season, and he's also picked up 3 assists in Serie A. The Dane has had a ton of comparisons to Dusan Vlahovic and Haaland, and it's easy to see why. While he plays as a second striker and doesn't score as many as the 2 we just mentioned, he's just as menacing. Højlund is massive. He's 6'3" and has a strong physique that lets him hold up the ball. He can shield off defenders, which lets him slow the game down and pass the ball to other attackers around him. Duvan Zapata, Luis Muriel and Ademola Lookman all run around him, and that allows Højlund to come deep to pick up the ball, which then allows him to pass it out wide before making a run in behind towards goal. He receives 10.58 progressive passes per game, which puts him in the top 2% of strikers in Europe's top 5 leagues. And it's not just his height that makes him Haaland 2.0 though. Højlund is brilliant on the ball and can carry it up the pitch quickly, which helps Atalanta counter-attack fast in a very slow defensive league. He averages 1.85 progressive carries per 90, which puts him in the top 5% of Serie A strikers for this stat. With this speed paired with his massive stature, it makes Højlund an extremely versatile forward. He can get in behind off of the last defender's shoulders and latch onto passes, or he can hold up the ball for others as a target man. And then once he's through on goal, he's a prolific finisher with one of the highest non-penalty XGs in the league. But why does that make him a good fit at United? Højlund is super fast and would be brilliant in United's high press. He's sort of similar to Weghorst in that way, and he can easily scare defenders with his speed and big figure, but he's way more prolific than the Dutch striker. For example, he just scored 5 goals in his first 2 appearances of the year for Denmark in this international break. Højlund scores goals for fun, and since he's still young and only 20 years old, he's exactly the type of player Ten Hag loves. He's hungry and young enough to be moulded into whatever player the manager needs. Plus, there's one huge factor at play here. He's a massive United fan. We don't think there's any chance he'll turn down the opportunity to play for the team that he supports and loves. Do you think Højlund is good enough to play in the Premier League? Let us know in the comment section below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more.